I want to give a huge thanks to PTCGO Store for sponsoring the channel. PTCGO Store is a great website where you are able to buy Pokemon trading card game online codes at some of the best prices. Now, of course, able to order Sword and Shield Rebel Clash codes. Be sure to use code CHIP5 at checkout to get 5% off your order, or click the link in my description below. Once again, that is code CHIP5 to get yourself 5% off your order. Thanks, PTCGO Store. What is going on, guys? Chip here. Welcome back to another Pokemon TCG online video, where today we're going to be taking a look at a Cinderace VMAX deck. Now, Cinderace, personally for me, is my favorite of the new starters from the Sword and Shield generation of games and of the trading card game. So I was really excited to be looking at this card. It's actually got two pretty solid attacks here. It has a ton of HP at 320, and it's a fire type, and it's a great time to be a fire type Pokemon in the Pokemon trading card game with a ton of support. Things like Welder, Giant Hearth, Heat Factory, and Fire Crystal. We're using all of those things in this deck. So before we get into the games, we're just going to talk about the deck quickly. So 320 HP, counter 30 damage plus if this Pokemon was damaged by an attack during your opponent's last turn. This attack does that much more damage. So generally these attacks, I mean, they've existed in the past in the Pokemon trading card game, and they've generally always been pretty bad. The reason for that is because it involves you having to take a lot of damage in order to have any reasonable damage output, and most of the time you're either getting knocked out, or your opponent could play around that by just hitting you for a little bit and then knocking you out, to where those counter attacks aren't very effective. But where Cinderace VMAX actually has a lot of potential is because it has so much HP, 320. There's realistically not very much that's going to be hitting for that much to pick up those KOs. So counter becomes much more powerful, and there's some pretty solid healing cards in the format that can combine well with this. We'll talk about that in just a moment. I do also, of course, want to talk about Max Pyro Ball. Really solid attack still, 170 damage. Your opponent's active is now burned, so we're effectively putting 190 damage on that Pokemon because they take guaranteed 20 damage from burn, and then they flip, and if they flip tails, they will stay burned. So it could even be 210 damage, which could be, you know, great numbers against, you know, a lot of the Pokemon in the format, like, you know, Toxtricity, Dragapult V, Bolton V, tons of stuff. So Cinderace VMAX, pretty cool. Also Cinderace V, pretty solid in itself. Crimson Legs 140, solid attack for 3 energies with all the fire support out there right now. And then also Field Runner, really good ability that we actually got to utilize a few times in this video. If a stadium is in play, this Pokemon has no retreat cost. So if we start it, we can pretty easily turn 1 run into a Jirachi. So we've got the 4 Jirachis in here. Jirachi's just, you know, one of the better support Pokemon in the game. We're actually playing probably the 3 best support Pokemon in the game right now in this deck because they're so good. So 4 Jirachi, Stellar Wish, letting us search for cards with Stellar Wish. Dedenne, you guys know and love this guy, or maybe hate it. Dead Change, you can only use 1 of this ability and discard your hand, draw 6 cards when you put it on the bench. And then using the new Eldegoss here, I think this is a great deck to utilize it. Happy Match. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench during your turn, you may put a supporter card from your discard pile into your hand. So we've just got the thick 4/4 Cinderace line, and then the Eldegosses are going to let us reuse Welders, reuse Boss's Orders potentially, and then also reuse Mallow and Lana. So the reason, so we've got a ton of healing in this deck, the 2 Mallow and Lanas, and then also 4 Hyper Potion. This has always been a card that's been really interesting to me ever since it came out in Sword and Shield base set, but I don't think there's really been great uses for it yet. But Cinderace actually, I think, makes a ton of sense. We can welder a ton of energies into play, and Hyper Potion, we only need 2 energies to potentially hit very hard with counters. So Hyper Potion, very good for that. You know, we can very commonly have 5 or 6 energies on a Cinderace, and then it takes a hit. Hyper Potion away, 240 damage with 2 Hyper Potions, and then all of a sudden counters hitting for a bunch, and we only need 2 energies on it, and we can start powering up our next guy. So that was kind of my idea behind the deck building of this list. Let me know what you guys think of it down in those comments below. As always, thank you so much for watching, and enjoy the games. Here we go, going up against for meta here. Playing what looks like a water deck, so could be certainly problematic for our Cinderace VMAX deck. Pretty solid opening hand on our part, though. Right away, we're going to get to show off the Field Runner ability. Going right into a Jirachi on turn 1. Giant Hearth will get us some energies. We're going to get some extra cards as well. So, alright, looks like a pretty interesting deck here. Omastar Water deck. So, obviously something intending to item lock, plus hit hard with water Pokemon. And it is going to be the Inteleon V. You hate to see it. Okay, we'll start with just Giant Hearth. Getting rid of the Fire Energy, grabbing 2 more. I'm going to Quick Ball away a Fire Energy once again. For Jirachi, definitely just want to go ahead and Stellar Wish here. We've got Welder in hand, so no reason to Dedenne change. Field Runner, of course, giving us free retreat as long as there is a Stadium in play. And Stellar Wish, going to get us a Calm, I think. I think I should just take that, so that way we can draw some cards with, like, a Dedenne or something next turn potentially. And I'll just go ahead and attach, and we'll pass it over to our opponent. Let's see what they've got going. Might just go with a Snipe Shot turn 1. Probably a Greens Engine deck if I had to guess. We saw Custom Catcher, I think, in that list as well, and Crushing Hammer. So it's just going to be item lock plus get rid of your energy cards, the deck, it seems. Okay, and there's a Greens. Unfortunately, we don't have anything like Marnie in our list, which would be very good against a Greens deck, but we'll try to make it work. We also don't have Big Charm. That was a card that I had played for a little bit, was Big Charm. That would be huge because it would allow us to survive a hit from the Inteleon VMAX and then respond with a counter. But I feel like they're, yeah, well, less so now that they decided to target this, so, okay. Pretty good top deck with the Jirachi. Let's go ahead and just get all 3 back with the Fire Crystal. Welder onto Cinderace. We do have the VMAX, which is nice. We get another V. So we'll go ahead, put that guy, put that guy. I'm going to go ahead and Communication in the Jirachi. And unfortunately, we are definitely going to be item locked this game. We can pull off a boss's orders at some point on the fossil Pokemon, so we'll see if we can maybe do that. Obviously, don't want to use Hyper Potion here because it will get, you know, make it so we can't attack this turn. All we need here is a switch card. Let's see it one time. It is going to be the Escape Board. Nice. That works out great. We could throw the Heat Factory in play. But I actually kind of want to try to keep that in play. So, like, replace with a Giant Hearth and then get the Heat Factory in play. So, we'll go ahead and just hit with the Max Pyro Ball. Luckily for us, I don't think that they can hit us for too much next turn. So, maybe we'll be okay here. I don't know if they have any energy acceleration in the deck. So, I'm not expecting us to get knocked out, actually, which is good. We've already got Welder with 2 energy in hand. We've got Calm. Oh, maybe we should have gone ahead and used the Calm for a Dedenne so that we could, you know, because, like, obviously once the item lock of Omastar, the Fossil Bind comes out, we're not going to be able to play the Communication. And Green's Exploration can definitely get, like, Evo Incense plus Rare Candy, which will find the Omastar and get that item lock rolling. But if that's all they did, we would definitely be in a fine spot. So I expect more from this turn from our opponent. Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, Green's decks, I think, are kind of in a weird spot right now. Obviously, with the first turn rule change with Sword and Shield's release, makes it tougher because you can't play a supporter on turn 1. So that hurts Green's decks a lot. Marnie hurts Green's decks a lot as well. And also just the overall, like, speed of the format, I would say, hurts Green's decks a good bit. So they actually are just going to go ahead and switch into the Fossil Evolution Incense. Maybe just going to go get the VMAX then? Yeah. So if we could find a boss's orders here, we would honestly probably just wrap up the game. And that is a good top deck there. The switch can let us dig with Jirachi. And I think, all things considered here, we're just going to go try to knock this thing out. Because if it can, you know, come knock us out, we're in a tough spot. So I'm going to go attach here. And we're going to go Dedenne change. Try to find, is the boss's orders in the deck? It is. So drawing 6 here, plus seeing 5 with Stellar Wish. Go ahead and bump the stadium. I guess we could have done that last turn at this point, but here we go. Dedenne change. Let's see if we can find it. Boss's orders 1 time. That's not it yet, but we do have Switch Stellar Wish, so we could dig even more if need be. Don't find it here either. Go ahead and just take the Fire Crystal. Alright, I'm going to dig 1 more time, because worst case scenario, we still want to try to play a Welder here, I guess. If we could find that at minimum. Oh, we do miss. That's brutal. Brutal. Okay. Okay. Well, we'll have this guy ready to be powered up, which is nice. And we know that item lock is no longer a threat immediately. So I'm going to go ahead and just throw this down. We'll switch because we've already retreated, so we can't retreat this guy. And let's just go with the... I'm going to hold off on actually evolving this. No, we should just go ahead and evolve it, because they could definitely stamp us out of that guy. And don't need to play the items because we're not worried about getting item locked, because we're taking out the fossils. So we'll take the prize. Back in the day, fossils used to not give up a prize card, so they were much more annoying to have to deal with. But they're going to send up Inteleon. They do have the energy for Max Bullet. Here comes a greens as well. But honestly, with no like real energy acceleration in their deck, I feel kind of okay in the matchup. We do have Eldegoss in hand, which can get us the Welder. Maybe I was a little too greedy digging for the boss's orders. It really felt like we could 100% wrap up the game if we just knocked that out that turn. So I feel like it was worth it. We dug a pretty good amount. We saw the top 11 cards with Dedenne plus Stellar Wish, and then we saw 5 more after that with another Stellar Wish, and just were not able to find it. It is just the one of, unfortunately, but Tackle is actually just going to get them a couple supporters. There is a Quick Ball, though, so they can still get another Pokemon out. It's going to be another Inteleon V. They did attach here for turn. Yeah, so it's just going to be the Max Bullet. They will take the KO here, getting 3 prizes, and they're going to go ahead and just hit this other Cinderace. I mean, but they're still multiple turns away from attacking with this guy, right? Alright. Jirachi comes up. There is a Mallow Lana. Let's go ahead and start with Eldegoss. I think we're just going to go ahead and Welder here. Yeah. There's a Hyper Potion. Not going to be using that here. We are going to go ahead and attach those so we can look to use it next turn. Take the Calm out of the deck. And go ahead and hit him with the Max Pyro Ball. Dealing 170, picking up the KO. Big Charm, don't matter. 3 prizes, and now all we need to do is knock out the Inteleon V before it can get 3 energies on it. Also, just getting all the energies on this is good because of the fact that it's likely like a lot of disruption and stuff like that. They could also just go with like Max Hydro Snipe. There's a Captious Bucket. I think a really cool card to come out of the set. Great for water decks, but you know, how great are water decks? You know, how great are the decks that can use it? It makes sense, of course, with Frostmoth, so very good there. But we know they've got the 2 energies. We know they've got the Snipe Shot options. Can put the damage anywhere. We can heal all the damage they do next turn, though. As here comes the greens with the Cynthia Caitlyn. Drawing them 3 cards, so they'll have a greens next turn. And I think if we just get off the healing, we're going to be in a pretty good spot. Hyper Potion. Maybe we just go double Hyper Potion instead of using Mallow Lana's and just go ahead and Welder all the energies. Because Weldering does... I don't know. Weldering does seem pretty good. They are going to go ahead and get up into the VMAX. So that does a bit more damage there. So I think we will go... We'll probably just go Mallow Lana route. They do return the energy to our hand. Kind of funny interaction, though, because it would just, like, activate Welder for us, which is funny. I guess that actually does make it harder to... let's see, we go 6, 2, 2, counter 120. We can't quite hit it as hard, but we don't need to fully heal is the thing. Yeah. So just go Hyper Potion. Yeah, we don't need to fully heal here. And we could heal all the way, but like I said, it's just not necessary, honestly. Just hit them hard. They are 2 turns away from attacking still, so unless they have some sort of healing and can out-heal us to where we're not able to knock them out, I mean, that would be a little scary. If they are able to heal this to where we can't do Max Power Ball to knock it out, then we could be in trouble. We are also, don't have any energies in hand, so as far as Hyper Potion plus attack, I guess they are going to return an energy to our hand, so that would turn on a potential Welder we could find off the Switch Stellar Wish. But yeah, just the greens. I think that's the 4th greens they've played. 3rd one, but, you know, they've got the one back with Cynthia and Caitlin. I think basically every turn of this game has been a greens from them. Except for the Cynthia and Caitlin, obviously. So it's just going to be Quick Ball and Big Charm. So, that is a little concerning if they have even just like... Well, it wouldn't... Yeah, they would need something that could heal 40 damage at least. I was going to say even just like Potion could be problematic, but Potion, I wouldn't even do it for them. Here comes a switch, so they're just going to run. Okay, so we need to find the boss's orders here, and we top deck the boss's orders. Let's go. We were going to be able to go switch and look for it, so we had several outs, but there we go. Going to be able to take down the water deck. Cinderace is able to take down Inteleon, and that's a win that I'm happy to have under the belt. Getting a game here against Brayden. 1, 2, 3, 5. Looks like they forgot the 4. And we'll have to see what kind of deck they are playing. We're going to go ahead and get to go first. I'm fine with that. We do start Jirachi. We get a Quick Ball that can get us a Cinderace. We can get an attachment. We have Calm. We can dig with Dedenne. This is actually looking like a really, really good turn 1 hand. And it is going to be Mewtwo with Quagsire. Okay. Little surprised here. What is this? What is happening? I don't know. Questioning all things right now. We're going to go ahead and just dig with a Dedenne here. Try to get as much of a setup as we can. And try to set it up so that we can definitely get off a Welder next turn. Oh, there's no energy. Or 1 energy and no Welder. And we don't find one. We do have the VMAX. We do have Calm. We've got Dedenne. So we've got options here. I'm going to go ahead and take this switch so that we could... I guess I could go get another Jirachi here and just Stellar Wish right away. Yeah, we're not going to Mallow Lana anytime soon. Let's go ahead and just Stellar Wish. So another water deck. If we could take down another water deck, that would be some sort of miracle or something like that. I actually maybe should have taken the Escape Board because we're probably going to Dedenne this hand anyway. And we're only going to Welder 1 energy. So it's just going to be like a Mewtwo deck with a Quagsire in it. Okay, so like the ultimate Mewtwo deck it looks like. So Soul Burst GX is probably going to get them just a ton of energies out. And I'm a little scared here. Okay. Cherish Ball. Let's see if they have Blastoise Piplup. That's normally the water-type Pokemon this Mewtwo deck would play. They actually chose to just get nothing, though. And I feel like attacking with Blastoise Piplup would actually be pretty good here because, you know, they have to put less energies back in the deck after a Soul Burst. And here comes Soul Burst. 4, and 1 more energy, 5. So they've got 3 on each Mewtwo. That's pretty good. And that's a good top deck as well. Fire energy, I will take it. Okay, there's Escape Board. Really looks like things are coming together here for us. I'm going to just go ahead and attach. Go ahead and go with the Dedenne. And we're going to get the turn to attack off here with a Max Pyro Ball, Stellar Wish. Just take Hyper Potion here. Sure. Yeah. I guess Great Catcher could have been okay. But we'll just go with this route for now. And, like, because all they have to attack with right now is Solgaleo. They do stay burned, so that could be helpful with some math, depending on what attack they use. We didn't get another Cinderace down, which is a little problematic. Because if this one does just get knocked out, we are now officially 2 turns away from doing, well, from getting a VMAX. I guess we could attack with just Crimson Legs. That would knock this guy out. So, yeah, they can actually, well, they can't Double Blaze because they've already GX'd, so they can hit us hard, but they actually won't knock us out, and we can go Hyper Potion counter. So we might get the full effect going this turn. And they're actually just going to go ahead and retreat this guy. Oh no! They're going to hit us with the Quagmire. But see, here's the deal. If we just get into a Cinderace, we'll take out all their energy in play. And I think we'll be in a fine spot this game. But unfortunately, we don't have much of a hand to do that with. We need to top deck a Pokemon and Stellar Wish into a Welder. That is not one step of the puzzle. That is not a step of the puzzle either. Here we go. Alright, Quick Ball. So what do we do here then? Let Jirachi go down probably, yeah. So we just go Quick Ball and attach. Lose the energy, that's okay. 3 Cinderace in there, just didn't draw another one. All the Pokemon as well we could have drawn. Alright, hit him with the pass. A boss's orders would be brutal. They're giving us a well played. So, whatever that means. Boss's orders, and then Air Balloon. Or Switch? Oh no, it just has free retreat. That's amazing! What just happened? This man is going to... Yo, that is so sick. I'm not even mad, honestly. We just got bodied by the Greedy Crush, to be honest, so... You know what? That's how it's gonna be sometimes. Per 8-2-5, playing what looks like most likely... I mean, anytime you see Lightning, you still assume Pikarom, but there's a chance these days it could be one of the Bolton decks running around. And we'll take that. Jirachi start any day. Quick Ball can get us Dedenne if need be. And we got Cinderace plus energy, so... That is a fine hand. In my book, we actually get another Cinderace as well. So yeah, I'm just going to go like this, get to Dedenne. And this is a matchup where our healing cards are really big, because once we get our evolution in play, we have a lot of HP. I should have put the Escape Board in play. There's really not a reason to. I don't know why I didn't do that. They could be playing Chaotic Swell, but also just getting more cards out of the deck is good. We'll just take the Quick Ball. Yeah. And hit him with the good old pass. We could lose the Jirachi here, which would be really unfortunate, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. And let's see what we got. Spike Draw and knock out Jirachi. I mean, they also could just full blitz turn 1. Giant Hearth also does give them a way to discard lightning energies, actually. So that's kind of a negative thing about it. Oh, but it does just have to be the Spike Draw. Perfect. Okay, I'll take that. I will definitely take that. Top deck of Hyper Potion isn't great right now. I'm going to go like this. I really don't want to Dead-Eye this hand. Just give me a Welder. Thank you, game. Oh, 3 Welders. You're so kind. Go ahead and play the Welder. And yeah, this is working out pretty well. We'll go ahead and put back the Cinderace. Take the VMAX. Another situation where Vitality Band would maybe be okay to knock out any of these 200 HP V Pokemon. But 320 is not a number they're reasonably going to be able to reach. So I'm going to go ahead and just put the energies here so we can be prepared to start to get some of the healing cards going. The Hyper Potions, the Mallow Lanas, they do heal the burn, so a little unfortunate, but, you know, is what it is. Not the end of the world. And with the Welder down, Quick Ball now is an immediate out, which is nice to draw more cards. There's the attachment. Let's see if the 2 cards off Spike Draw gave them much more. Raichu. So that is a easier way they have to knock out Cinderace, but they still have to play like multiple, what would they need? 3 Electro Powers, right, in order to knock this out? Yeah. Just has to be another Spike Draw. I'll take it, honestly. We can counter, and I'm still not too worried about this being knocked out. Go like this. I'm going to go ahead and... I'm actually just going to go ahead and Eldegoss. Yeah, we'll do it. We could switch and Stellar Wish, but we'll use the Eldegoss Happy March. Get some more energies on the back guy. Get the second one ready to go. We don't... I would love an energy attachment, so I think I will just go ahead and use the switch, actually. Yeah, that's great. So now we can attach to the bench. Yeah. We've got Welder, double Hyper Potion in hand, so that feels pretty good. I'm going to just go ahead with the Max Powerball. But yeah, we should be able to heal basically all damage our opponent's going to do to us, which is great. We get a VMAX and honestly, probably 2 of our better prizes we could have taken right there. We've got double Mallow Lana in hand. You can see we've just really built up a really big hand. Reset Stamp is a little problematic, potentially. Hopefully we don't see it. They're going to just send up the Raichu. There's the Dance of the Ancients. So do they have the switch in order to get off the full blitz? Yep. Nice. And, yeah, we're going to be able to Hyper Potion away all of the damage, basically. I don't know if we want to get rid of all of it. Probably, actually. Yeah, just double Hyper Potion. Get this guy to 0 damage on it. Yeah, I think that'll be just fine. Maybe that extra... 50 that we wouldn't heal, I don't think makes too much relevance. Math. 270, 50, yeah. It forced them to need more E-powers. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and do it. Hyper Potion, Welder. Get the Evolution. Get the Fire out of the deck. And counter, they did 150, so we do 10 less damage if we went for counter. So we'll just go Max Pyro Ball. Get the burn. Just get as much damage on this guy as we can. And over to our opponent. Let's see if they could have a crazy turn with a bunch of E-powers and a tag switch and, you know, or like attached Thunder Mountain. Like, Lightning Ride could be a little sketchy for us, not gonna lie. The Paralysis as well could be annoying, but we do luckily have 2 Mallow Lanas in hand. Ooh, the Tool Scrapper, though. Oh, they just have to go with Full Blaze. Okay. Well, that's fine with me. We'll just Mallow Lana into this one. And I think we'll be chilling. So what do we get rid of? A Pokemon. And I guess the stadium at this point. I don't think I really care about the stadium. Get that bit of healing. Get an attachment for turn. To the active. Yeah, if we attach anywhere, it might as well just be to the active, because that's what we're likely going to be Hyper Potioning if we Hyper Potion something. And we'll take all of these prizes. Now, something that is sketchy is reset stamp to 1, so definitely something we could see happen here. Let's see it. Quick Ball. Yeah, reset stamp plus paralysis would actually be pretty bad, right? And we could have had an escape board down on one of these guys. We did discard an escape board turn. Well, no, it would have gotten... They would have discarded with a Tool Scrapper, right? Yeah, so that doesn't actually matter. Let's see what the rats can do for us, though, or for our opponent, I should say. They're going to get Thunder Mountain. That's going to be stuck in play until... I guess we could get Heat Factory still. Actually, I haven't seen it in the deck, though. It might be our last prize. Electropower. Electropower, oh boy. Dead-A change. So they're doing 250, 310. One more Electropower would allow them to get the KO here. Oh, let's see it. If not, I hope they at least hit us for 310 so that we can counter them back for 340. That would just be amazing. But regardless, even if they do get the knockout here, we actually have game in hand by going Boss's Orders on the Dedenne. So I wouldn't be too worried about it. But what I'm worried about is combination of Reset Stamp plus Electropower. If they have those two cards, we're actually potentially in some trouble here. There's the Reset Stamp. Do they have that third Electropower? There's a Calm. Could be a little sketchy here, guys. Mallow Lana? Oh, they're just going to paralyze us. Okay. So not great. But... So that does 220, 250. Oh, we get the switch. So we could do 250 damage to this. But I think I'm just going to retreat and go for the... If we're not knocking it out, it's all the same, right? Yes, because they did 220 plus 30, 250. Oh, 10 short. Yeah, we just got to go with the switch and hit. I mean, they haven't GX'd, but they use so many E-powers, yeah. If they had... Okay, so they could win the game here with Pikachu Zekrom, a couple tag switches, energy switches, and Electro Charger and 3 Electropowers. Tag Bolt, knock out this, knock out this. That would maybe be the best turn in the history of the Pokemon trading card game. So I'm not expecting that. And that would also involve them playing Electro Charger, which they probably don't, having more tag switch when they're already down several, or down the one. So I think, guys, we should be okay here to close things out. The Stamp to 1 Always a little sketchy, though. Never really sure what's going to happen with that. We were able to find a switch, which is great. But we've got a lot of solid outs, for sure, in our deck still. So Jirachi comes down. I mean, they're sticking it out, so they feel like they've got some sort of a win condition still. Tingly Return GX could be an option. Low key. Low key. Tingly Return. I mean, I'm down, what? 2 Switch plus a Mallow Lana. Any Pokemon top deck would give us Eldegoss into Mallow Lana for the Switch effect for game if they sent anything up. Volkner. Okay. Do they even have any Lightnings left in the deck? Probably not, actually, because they have 6 here, 3 in the discard, and then 2 Speed Lightnings. That's 11. Which is kind of around the count of basic Lightnings that Pikarom used to play, so probably with Speed Lightning, it makes sense to just cut 2 for 2 Speed Lightnings. So, okay, gonna just be a switch. So they can go retreat to Jirachi, Stellar Wish, and then switch. I guess that's the potential thought process here. Yeah, retreat, Stellar Wish, and then worst case scenario, you just switch and paralyze. I'm actually gonna go ahead and switch now. That doesn't really make too much sense. I guess it, if you have another tag switch, I guess you want to keep all the energies on this as possible. I think Quick Ball should just give us game here, as long as Eldegoss, I believe it was, yep, is in the deck. And that will allow us to go Eldegoss for the Mallow and Lana. Mallow and Lana just for the first effect to switch, send up this, give him the well played. And Max Pyro Ball for the knockout. Cinderace VMAX taking it down, and we kind of got to see the usefulness of Hyper Potions in that game, so I'm happy for that. And that is going to do it for Cinderace VMAX. The deck is pretty interesting. I'm not sure that this is the best way to play Cinderace VMAX. Maybe the list could use a little bit of tweaking, but I thought this would be a good use for the card Hyper Potion, which is something I've wanted to utilize. It works out very well with Eldegoss V, being able to reuse Welders and Mallow Lanas, and even Boss's Orders from time to time. And yeah, had a lot of fun with this deck. I definitely think this is something I'll work on a bit more in the future. Let me know what you guys think down below. And thank you so much for watching. That's going to do it for me. I'm going to get out of here, guys. And until next time, take care.